We now move on to the second knockout semi-final to see who will face Marais Prinsloo in the next round. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, she comes to us with a record of 3 wins and 0 losses. Fighting out of Camp Fight, please welcome Jamie Theunissen. And introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, she comes to us with a record of 1 win and 0 losses. Fighting out of Iron Tiger, please welcome Frances Marais.
Alright, the second fight of our Super Bantamweight 4-fighter knockout tournament. We just saw Marais Prinsloo take the win in the previous fight. Whoever wins this will be facing her later this evening. We have in the red corner Frances Marais fighting out of Iron Tiger, and in the blue corner Jamie Theunissen fighting out of Camp Fight.
Jamie's starting to build quite a good record, getting some momentum going now. I'm currently 3-0. Obviously looking to progress into the finals, where Marais will be waiting for either her or Frances.
To well-established Cape Town gyms, Camp Fight and Iron Tiger. Iron Tiger in the corner, we have Coach Nedo Gomba. As he prepares his fighter Frances. And from Camp Fight, David Dornbrack. Both of these gyms well known to the TFP scene. A couple of fighters from both gyms fighting on this evening's card as well. And I'm expecting another blistering pace in this fight. setting the tone for that final bout that we're going to see later this evening.
I'm sure both fighters were watching the previous fight quite closely, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Marais is watching this one very closely in the back.
I would expect so.
Yeah, assuming all the checks are done and they've allowed her out of the room now.
Referee John De Blaine does final checks for gum shields, checks in with the judges, brings the fighters to the center to get us started. Jamie Theunissen starts with some heavy shots, big punches there.
Yeah, there was some heavy straight punches coming right through to pressure Francis from early in the round. There was also a nice catch, kick catch, and countered with a leg kick there.
We spoke earlier about strategies, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jamie's coming in here to look for a quick finish. He needs to be careful. We've seen fighters gas her quite easily, but at the same time, Francis needs to be careful not to catch too many kicks here.
Yeah, there was also a nice right straight from Jamie that landed quite flush here on the ropes.
Jamie's doing really well to put that power on and push right through Francis's guard, catching her kicks as well, looking for the sweeps. I think very similarly to the last fight, Jamie's coming out hard the same way that Candice did, and Francis getting a bit flustered. She needs to use some range, use her teeps, not let Jamie walk her down.
Yeah, I think she definitely needs to make use of the teeps a little more, just as we're saying that Jamie with a nice sweep. But yeah, the teeps need to come out and actually break that momentum. It's not really ideal to stand with the hands up and take a couple of shots without actually responding in between, because your opponent just gains momentum as that goes on.
And even though Jamie's throwing with intent, they're not reckless, wild shots. She's being very technical, making sure that she's on target. And I think we've seen multiple of those right straights, some of them going around the guard, some of them going right through. That's maybe a bit better as well from Francis to stay at range and use her kicks, body shots, lift it up a bit to make Jamie think about what's happening. Big tip there from Francis as Jamie comes in with another big right hand. Not as active in the clinch as were the last fighters. But I guess when you strike from the outside, you don't necessarily need to be. Jamie Theunissen walks away, puts her hands in the air, confident in taking that round.
Yeah, I must say, after that high output round from Jamie, she still looks to be in quite good shape in the corner. They're not, the body language isn't suggesting that she used up too much of her energy in that round. I think Francis weathered the storm quite well there and started to throw some kicks back. Needs to maybe move out a little bit more laterally just to break that momentum. Maybe perhaps look to break Jamie's base off the front foot if she steps heavy onto the front foot and throw some counters. Look, the kicks are getting caught, but if it lands and you get caught, you're still scoring points. So hopefully she doesn't stop throwing kicks to the body because she's getting caught. Maybe a couple of punches in between when that leg is actually caught up there, just to add to the point tally.
Yeah, and obviously, if you're getting caught, look for a high kick, look for a low kick, change it up, don't keep throwing the same strike. As you said, Jamie walked to her corner looking super confident, super pumped after that first round, even with high output. I remember in the week, Coach Dave put up on social media that his 3 fighters that are fighting here tonight have been through probably one of the most intense fight camps of their lives. So it will be nice to see how they all progress here. Jamie maybe a little bit more wary this round, not to go rushing. Francis engaging in the clinch, but getting turned around with Jamie landing some big knees there. Francis returning some knees of her own. Needs to be careful not to get dropped in the clinch here. Body's open, head getting brought down. Big elbow there from Jamie on the break. Putting the pressure on. Definitely got her opponent rocked here.
Francis needs to start eating back. I mean,
you can see Francis' face definitely starting to show the welting, the heavy breathing.
that was the biggest change for Jamie there. I mean, Francis was trying sort of a long guard, but the punches were coming over. So the shoulder needs to come up, the right hand needs to stay tight with that long guard, or you need to actually guard up properly and throw some shots in between to break that momentum. You can't stand and take like, 5, 6, 7 punches coming straight at your face.
Francis now trying to turn this round around, putting a little bit more pressure on. Both girls with strengthened knees there. Both corners out of their seats, urging their fighter on. Jamie again with that straight, that left jab into the overhand right. A little bit of a looping right hook. Doing really well with her straight punches. As you say that, she takes a tumble to the ground. Francis catching that leg there. Big teep from Banais. Sorry, from Jamie. Follows up with a massive flurry here. Actually surprised the referee didn't jump in on that first flurry scene that we saw there.
Yeah, normally you see referees jumping in with a couple of unanswered shots like that and actually calling a standing 8 count. Yeah, I mean, it's quite an intense second round that we had there. Both fighters look to have really good cardio. I mean, I know Francis took quite a bit of shots in a couple of sequences there, but you really have to have good cardio to weather that and be able to come running into the next exchange.
Launching in. Interesting to note, Francis electing to stand in the corner. Jamie on her seat, breathing a little bit more heavy now.
Yeah, Francis looked like she waited a little bit of that near the end of the second round. You could see she almost like a switch went off and it's like, look, I'm here to fight now. I think that there's points to be had in the clinch. There's definitely opportunity for fighters to go for more knees. You actually hear the corner shouting from time to time, knee, big knees being shouted in the corner. So yeah, there's definitely points available there. Francis needs to work out something with regards to that punches, either moving out sideways or tightening up the guard or slipping it and going for some leg kicks. There's a couple of options that you might want to think about.
She also needs to be careful. We saw a big elbow on the break there. I think she's dropping her hands as the clinch is being broken up. Jamie comes out firing again with big pressure. Francis tries to clinch up, looking for the elbows as she comes in as well. Jamie pushes up against the ropes here. Both fighters looking for some dominance in the clinch. Land good knee strikes, as we just spoke about. Jamie elects to break the clinch. Standing 8 count, first one for the fight.
Yeah, I think that's a good call there, that there was a couple of shots that landed flush and you could see there was a moment where Francis looked a little bit unsettled.
Hands up, she walks towards the referee, ready to carry on. Looks for a big glancing headshot there, just misses. Back into the clinch for the girls. They're going to battle this one out in close quarters.
You can see the battle in the clinch, you get different types. Some of it's quite flowy, it doesn't look like a lot of energy is being used and people are breaking balance. These two fighters seem to be using a lot of power and strength and actually trying to overpower their opponent in the clinch, which is making it difficult for them to throw knees because they, locking it out, bending someone over, grabbing around the waist, and there's no space to actually throw some of the knees. Somebody needs to base down, keep that body straight and actually work some knees in the clinch.
I think what we're also seeing is, Jamie's trying to bend Francis down to land those knees more cleanly, and that's sometimes making her bend over backwards, literally in front of us. But Jamie doing really well just to stay on the outside and with those big strikes again. Hunting maybe for a big finish here. Got 10 seconds left if she wants to do that. Big strikes. Francis looking for some elbows on the outside. With the genre brain breaks the fight. Jamie Theunissen raises her hand in the air. She thinks she's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, very good fight call. Francis showed a lot of grit. She took some seriously hard punches there, but she never quit and she actually stayed in the fight. And also threw some back there. I just think some of those exchanges that went on unanswered might be telling at the end of this fight.
The second knockout semi-final went the distance. We have a decision from our judges, with your winner coming by unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Jamie Theunissen.